Hello and welcome back to Blake's Den, and in this video I'm going to be doing some minor repairs on my Turner Ranger mini base tractor. So let's make a start. So if you're new to the channel, you might be wondering what this is, and if you heard me say mini base tractor, then you might be wondering, how does that work? Well, yeah, so did I. That's why I bought one. So in the middle here, we have a 1098 A series engine, 4-speed gearbox, mounted that way. Instead of the drive shafts coming out and driving each wheel, it actually drives a differential there and a differential there, which are made by Triumph, and it drives, so you end up with 4-wheel drive and 4-wheel steering. And it's just an amazing thing. It was built in the 70s. I built about 250 of them. I've become mildly obsessed with them. I've traced about 27 or 28 survivors. And yeah, I've taken this one to the NEC Classic Car Show. It got me into the mini kit scene, so a big shout out to the Mini Kits Facebook group. And yeah, I've got it road registered as well. Now, in my timeline, not the YouTube timeline, Joseph from Lloyd Vehicle Consulting YouTube channel is coming tomorrow to do a video on this, and I want to make sure it's running fine and everything works on it. I took it out yesterday for a quick shakedown, found I had some issues with the lights. Also, I just want to check how the tuning is on it. So yeah, let's make a start. So item 1 to fix is the lights. So if I put the side lights on, I get a side light. If I put dipped on, I get dipped, and then main. So I'm only getting main on the offside, I'm not getting the side light. Also as well, if I put the indicators on, I'm not getting any indicators on the near side at all. I am getting indicators on the offside. So for me, I think this is going to be an earth problem. So we need to tear in and see where the earths are for the lights. Well, I thought I'd have a quick look at the light itself. I took the cover off. Magically it started working again. And I think it was just, I don't know if the bulb wasn't, you see how it's just gone off there? So I don't know if I've got a bit of corrosion or poor contact here. That seems to be working now. We've still got no headlight on that side. So I think I'll take that bulb out. I'll give those contacts a very quick clean, and then we'll have to dive into the earth for the headlight. So I've just removed the panel here. That's an hour meter, by the way, a vibration based hour meter. So as it shakes, the needle should go around. You won't see it because it's in sort of 1 hour like a clock. So here is the rear of the light, and if I unplug the wiring connector, we should be able to test whether we've got voltage on there. So one should have voltage for side, or not side, dipped. One should have voltage for main, and the other one should be earth. So let's check that out. So using my trusty multimeter set to voltage, I think the black one is the earth, because I know, because it goes to an earth there. So if we put the earth in that one, and then if we come around to this one here, okay. Well, I'm on 2 volts rather than 20 volts. So we've got 11 and a bit volts to that one. So that would suggest that one's the dipped. And if I go to main, that's main. That one goes off, and the other one, yeah, goes up to 11 volts. So we've got power to the light. It looks like the light may have failed. So it's a sealed beam unit, but luckily I've got a spare one. So it's a couple of screws to undo. I'll take it out and have a look. So I've got the light out now, which is this one. Over at the worktop, if I put my multimeter into continuity mode, that one's earth. So if we touch that one, nothing. That one's got continuity. This is an old one I've had lying around to spare. Do the same thing, earth, and then we'll go to dipped and main. Oh. There we are. So I think this is a good one. So let's fit this in and see whether it works. Over at the tractor, I'm already on side lights. If I reach over, dipped, main. So yeah, that seems to work now. So what I thought was an earth issue actually wasn't. It was a blown bulb. So I'll put this in and then we'll move on to the indicators. Or maybe not. It's gone really sort of cloudy in there. So how these work, they're like vacuum filled. And if you put the lights on, I think that's going to burn out soon. Just because it's gone, yeah, you can see it's filling up full of smoke. So I think it's actually lost the vacuum. You probably can't see that because of how bright it is. But I think that's, there we are. It's gone pop. So yeah, always check your bulbs for more than a few seconds. And now, I don't know if you can see how white it is now. So that one is dead, but I have others. Well, I've gone through my spares and no luck. That's the original one. That was the one I plugged in, which, see how it's so cloudy straight away. So there's another one I found, which went really cloudy. And this one, well, I'm just not getting no signs of life out of it whatsoever. So, yeah, I need to order one. So, yeah, we'll just have to do without headlights tomorrow. Good job he's coming in the daytime. Just put that back in for now. But test the indicators. There's something a bit funny going on here. I've got the that side working again, but it's very slow. It doesn't really fully turn off, and the one at the back's not coming on. We compare that to the one on the other side. It's flashing faster, definitely going out, and the one at the back's working. So is this an earth issue as well? Could be. I think I'll start by checking the bulb at the back. Just pop the rear light cover off. It's just a standard Britax light unit. Indicator's fine, just tested that for continuity. Absolutely fine. So this looks like it's actually a wiring problem, and I suspect it's an earth problem. Now if I put my headlights on, do I get tail lights? Yeah, I've got tail lights here. So it's not the tail for those lights. I think it might be a problem at the other end. So if I had a wiring diagram, I'd tear into it now, but I haven't. So I think I'm going to start my investigations on the indicator switch. Because if I put it on and then push it that way, it doesn't do anything. So there's definitely something maybe's funny with the contacts on the back. So we'll whip that off and have a look. It looks quite interesting in here. It looks like there's two posts in the middle which are joined together. I think that's the power distribution. It's red. And then you've got feeds coming off each side to each indicator. I seem to have 3 on that side, and I'm not quite sure what they're for. So I'm going to undo the screws, check the wires and work out what's going on. Alright, I think I found the problem. Yellow wire should go to the yellow wire here, you think? It's not connected to anything. And actually, if I touch that, my multimeter, that is continuity between the yellow wire. So, I mean, looking at the brake, it looks like the wires are just sort of wedged in and then sort of tied together. So, yeah, I need to make a connector on the end of here and put it in the ball pin. Yay, I've got it working. I had to extend the yellow wire, put a fitting on the end, insulated washer in, managed to wedge it in. I think these lights need a good look at some point, along with the whole wiring on the whole machine, but yeah, that's working now. I just need to finish wedging the wires back into the switch. Not sure what the black wire does. I've got to guess that it's hazard wiring, but there's no black wire going to the indicators, so who knows. I'll put it back together and I might just leave that black wire off for now and we'll move on to something else. And while I'm here, just a quick check that the brake lights work. I don't know if I need the ignition on. Did that work? So this is the beating heart of the Ranger. This is the 1098cc engine. And as I mentioned before, it's a transverse engine. And by that I mean it's got the gearbox built into the sump, but it's mounted longitudinally. And I've had some issues with this running a bit rough. I think it burns a bit of oil. I also had it fouling the plugs a lot. Changed the air filter, I've tuned up the carb. I've put some plugs in which run a little bit hotter, and generally it's been a bit better. But I just thought I wanted to whip one plug out to see what it was like. Yeah, actually, yeah, it's quite carbony around the plug, but actually the electrode looks fine. So that's good news. All right, I'm going to put that back in, and then we'll do a quick fluids check, and then we can pull this outside and get it running. Leave this. I've got a Clark socket set, lifetime guarantee. The little things just popped off, which decides which direction you turn it in. So it's stuck in undo. That's not good, is it? That's not good. I'll have to see if I can claim on the warranty for that. Second thing this week I've got a claim on warranty for. My Parkside angle grinder stopped working as well the other day, but luckily that's within warranty. But quite like this set. Oh well, I'll tighten that up by hand and I'll nip it up, and then we'll do the fluid check. So back together now. We'll pull the dipstick and check the oil. Just above minimum, so it needs a touch more in it. It desperately needs an oil change, but I need to order a filter. It's not a normal air filter, oil filter. It's not the cartridge type. It's a cartridge type, not the disposable type. Check the fluid, water, coolant. Yeah, plenty in there. You will need some petrol, which is the next one I'm going to check, but I'll just top it up with some oil, and then we'll take it out for a bit of a shakedown test prior to its big show tomorrow. Right, let's see if it'll start. I'll give it a slurp of the finest 20W50. It does sweat a bit of power. Check ignition on. Definitely out of gear. And start. There we are. Smooth as anything. It doesn't have any choke wired up. Obviously it has a choke on the carburetor, but there's no cable wired up, but it just seems to run quite well. So I've got a hand throttle here and a foot throttle, brake and clutch. So let's take it out. So I've just pulled onto my private test track, and it's just warming up nicely here, so I'll show you the instruments. So you got oil pressure on the left, battery voltage, shows it's charging, it's on a dynamo, water temperature and speedo up to 20 mile an hour. I've had it up to 20 before. It was scary, and that was flat out. 4,014.5 miles is done. No idea if that's true or not. The hour meter, I know that's not true because I fitted it, but that'll gradually sort of tick around. So let's see if we can take it for a drive then. So got a one-handed drive in. I'll take your handbrake off, into second, bit of revs, and we're away. It's got a bit more temperature in it now. It's running a bit cleaner. So let's go for a drive. Very bumpy. It's on the suspension from a Mini, so the rubber cones, but no dampers for some reason. And it's not just mine hasn't got fitted, there's no brackets or anything for them. But I'll quite happily potter along at sort of this sort of speed, 4 or 5 mile an hour all day. And it's actually rated to tow 10 imperial tons, but I don't know how you stop 10 imperial tons with standard Mini drum brakes all around, but that's what it's rated for. The A-series engine runs quite sweet, really, when it gets up to temperature. I think I've got it tuned pretty good so far. It was definitely quite rich when I first got it. Probably to compensate for the lack of a choke. And I think that's now, when I first brought this out, why it wasn't running very well. Because I've got it like the right mixture for a car, or a 1098 engine, but with a choke. But obviously I'm not using a choke. So yeah, it seems to be running quite well now. Oh, it's also got a horn as well. Yeah, the switch is a bit sticky, but it's good fun. I have driven this on the road. I've driven it around the NEC of Birmingham. There's a good video of that on my channel. I'll put the link up below or above. So that's it up to temperature now. Well, about up to temperature. It's quite responsive on the throttle. Nice bit of A-series noise there. It has half an exhaust on it. I think that's one reason why it's so loud. Well, that's how it was from the factory. The exhaust just comes out down there. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've certainly enjoyed making it. I always enjoy using this, and it's ready for its big show off tomorrow. There's more work needs to do. The wiring, yeah, it's iffy. One thing I did notice, I did 2 laps around the field there, and the speedo was working, but the mileometer didn't change. Still on 401 and 5/10, so 1/10 of a mile is 160 meters. I've definitely went more than 160 meters, so I might need looking at some point. The mileage has definitely gone up since I got it. It was on 3.9 something when I got it, so it has worked at some point, but I don't know why the mileage isn't going up, but the speedo is working. Maybe it's just a bit seized, maybe I need to take it apart. So thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, press that like button below. If you got any questions or comments about this, drop them below. I respond to all of my comments and questions. If you've got one of these, I'd love to hear from you. I've got a big list of all the survivors all around the world, mainly in the UK, but there is one in Germany. And I've got loads of brochures and details and photographs, and yeah, really good stuff. So if you have got one of these, feel free to reach out to me. I'll put my email address below. Once again, thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel. It costs you nothing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.